I wanted to build my own Jarvis, not a voice assistant that can set a timer and tell me the weather, and not a program made of 100 if statements where the phrase "open the browser" is hard-coded through one specific button. I wanted a local AI agent that I could simply tell what to do on my computer. It had to understand the task, choose the right tools, perform multiple actions in a row, and then tell me the result out loud. And preferably not delete Windows while I was testing the first command. Hey Jarvis, open Notepad and type a message saying that you are online. By the end, it could hear me, recognize my speech, control applications and windows, work with files, see my screen, take screenshots, and respond with its own voice. And all of it runs locally on my computer. I started by capturing audio through Windows Voice API. The microphone produces small 20 millisecond blocks of audio. Those blocks enter a limited queue, so the system cannot keep accumulating sound forever if one of the models suddenly slows down. But sending the entire stream straight into Whisper would waste a huge amount of resources. So while the agent is sleeping, only a tiny wake word model runs on the CPU. Its job is simple. Hear "Hey Jarvis" and wake up the rest of the system. "Hey Jarvis", Jarvis switches from sleeping to listening. The first test looked slightly ridiculous. I sat in front of my monitor for several minutes, repeating "Hey Jarvis" in different voices, while my computer silently judged how convincing my Tony Stark impression was. Eventually, the activation became fast and reliable. For speech recognition, I chose faster Whisper, but there was a trade-off. A small model is fast, while a larger one is much better at understanding commands, application names, and longer sentences. So I decided to use both. While I am speaking, small.end periodically generates a rough transcript. It appears in the interface almost in real time and confirms that the system can actually hear me. When VAD detects the end of the command, large V3 Turbo processes the full recording on the GPU and produces the final transcription. The partial version can change as I continue speaking, but the engine receives only the final result, so it cannot begin executing half of a command too early, and that is one of the better possible outcomes. After a few tests, the complete voice pipeline was working: sleeping, listening, transcribing. But that led to the most important question: what was actually going to think? I wanted the project to remain free to use, without sending my voice commands to a cloud API, so Jarvis's brain became a local Qwen model running through Ollama. To turn a chatbot into an agent, I needed tool calling. Every tool describes its name, purpose, and arguments. The model receives a list of available abilities and decides for itself when each one is needed. Jarvis executes the operation, returns the result to the model, and only then generates a response for the user. Jarvis can create folders and text files, search for files, list directory contents, move items, and rename them. Every operation is also written to a journal. Working only inside a test folder was safe, but it did not feel very much like Jarvis yet. So next, I built a Windows application catalog. The system collects programs from installed applications, start menu shortcuts, and standard Windows locations. It can then find the closest match using a normal application name. It simply calls Launch Application Google Chrome. The tool does not immediately claim success. It waits for a few seconds and verifies that a real process or window has appeared. Launching a program was not enough. I wanted Jarvis to interact with it. Instead of click somewhere near the top left corner, it can detect a real name, control, and perform an action on it. Hey Jarvis, type blue pineapple into the address bar in Google Chrome. This was getting much closer to what I had imagined at the beginning. At this point, Jarvis could hear me, think, and control my computer, but it still answered with text in the terminal. For the voice, I chose Kokoro ONNX. The model runs locally on the CPU, so it does not take video memory away from Whisper and Qwen. It loads once at startup and immediately warms up with a short test phrase. That means the first real response does not have to pay the full cost of a cold start.
Good evening. Crash Jarvis is online and ready to assist.
While it is speaking, the state changes to speaking, and microphone blocks temporarily stop going into the wake word and the VAD models. The terminal is great for development, but I wanted the final project to feel like a real application. So I built an interface with PySide 6. At the center is an animated core that changes with the agent's current state. On the right, I display latency for the wake word VAD, whisper, model reasoning, and tool execution. At the bottom, I show the recognized command, Jarvis's response, and the operation log. I also added two important buttons. Mute microphone temporarily disables microphone processing. Emergency stop shuts down the entire runtime if the agent decides that the best way to open calculator is to close everything else. The technical log still remains in the terminal. The clean interface is for humans, the giant traceback is for my personal development. In the end, Crash Jarvis can continuously monitor the microphone and detect its wake word locally. It detects speech boundaries with VAD, converts my words into text with two whisper models, uses a local Qwen model for planning, calls tools on its own, works with files inside a sandbox, launches applications, controls Windows, the keyboard, and interface elements, analyzes the screen, saves screenshots, and responds with a Kokoro voice.
Screenshot captured and saved to C. /work /YouTube /crash Jarvis /captures /screenshots /monitor 20,260,817 T 124,350 944,505 Z PNG.
Of course, this is only the first version. It runs only on Windows, requires a reasonably powerful computer, sometimes takes too long to think, and still needs strict safety restrictions. But now I can generally tell my computer what I want and watch a local Jarvis try to accomplish it on its own. And honestly, as long as it keeps creating folders instead of creating backups of itself, I consider the experiment a success. If you enjoyed this project, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I make stage programs, games, and tools that absolutely did not need to exist. But at this point, it is far too late to stop. You can find the Crash Jarvis source code through the link in the description. I'll see you in the next video.